Hey guys, it's Bonnie from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool, and today we're going to talk about how to find time to either start a small business from home or work on a personal project or hobby or something that you like to do and find time for yourself. If you're new to my channel, I am a homeschooling mom of 3 children, 2 of which I homeschool. I make videos on motherhood, homeschooling, and preschool videos as well. So if you're interested in any of those things, make sure you check out my playlist at the end of this video or in the description below. So I started this series called How to Run Your Home on Autopilot, and we talked about many different things in this series. The whole purpose of it was so that we could find some time to start working from home, start a small business, or just to find some me time in our lives in order to work or pursue a hobby. We talked about things such as tackling to-do lists, meal planning, getting your kids on board with their chores, having a chore routine for yourself, bedtime routine for yourself, having a morning routine for yourself, all these different things that help your life run smoother so that you're not focusing so much time and attention during the day doing those things, and you can focus any extra time you have to your business or your hobby. Today I want to give you 10 tips on how to make time to do these things for yourself, with a bonus tip at the very end, so make sure you do watch to the end of this video. So my first tip is to get your house in order by following all those other videos that I have planned. Make sure you check out that playlist in the description above. Make sure you tackle any pending to-do lists before you get started on your hobby or your business at home. Organize your house, make sure your house feels decluttered so you're not constantly cleaning. Have your kids set up doing their chores. Have a cleaning routine for yourself. If your kids are homeschooled, have them become a little bit more independent in their homeschooling. We also talk about that. Set up a productive morning and nighttime routine for yourself so that you have more time during your day to do the things that you want to do instead of always doing things that you have to do. Tip number 2 is wake up before the kids. I cannot stress how important this is and also how hard it is and was for me to get into this routine. I was never a morning person. I'm still not a morning person. But by having a bedtime routine, which gets me into bed sooner and making sure that I get enough sleep, I can wake up earlier, an hour earlier before my kids to have my devotional time, my prayer time, and if I'm lucky, cook a little bit of breakfast first. When you start your morning the right way in prayer, meditation, Bible reading, whatever it is that you do to have peace in your mind and your spirit, your whole day can go so much better than if you're woken up by the kids or rushed to get ready and do everything so that you can start school at a certain time, or rush the kids out of the door if they go to public school. So waking up before the kids will allow you an hour. Even if you want to take that hour to work on your hobby or work on your small business, that's a perfect time to do it. Waking up before the kids, getting some uninterrupted time during the morning hours while they're still asleep is an amazing idea. Tip number 3 is create a daily to-do list. Just a small little task list with about 5 things that you want to do every day. Some of these should be little house chores that you may have to do, maybe phone calls that you may have to make, or if you have to do some online shopping, or any of those little tasks that you have to do. But what I also do is I put at least one thing on there that goes towards my business, that I'm doing something every single day productive towards my business. And you don't want to overload this task list, because then you never get to it and you don't get to finish everything. Then it carries on to the next day and then it just becomes pointless. You want to make sure you're putting just a few things on there that you can knock out for the day. And if you have on there any chores or any phone calls or anything you have to do, you can try to squeeze those in if you're homeschooling while the kids are doing their independent work. If you want to throw in a load of laundry, or if you want to mop the kitchen really quickly, if that's on your list, or you have to call the doctor really fast. That way, later on, you can schedule in more time to do work and business-related things instead of doing your chores afterwards. Tip 4 is to use a block schedule to schedule out your life. So using a block schedule helps you to get a lot of things done in a day. It puts it visually so that you can see exactly the things that you have to do in the day, and then where does that actually fit in. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my block schedule now. Okay, so if you see here, a block schedule has your different blocks for the day. I have 6 blocks and then time frames in there. You want to schedule them about 3 hours into each block. And if you want a really detailed video on how I do this, check out the card in the link above. So here I have my wake up routine and exercise, and then I have an hour to work on my curriculum. And then we do school, and then after school I have a time to work for an hour. Dinner, chores, bedtime routines, and then sometimes I will work a little bit here if my husband is doing some work at home as well. Try to find that time to squeeze into there too. But at least here I have 2 hours of work to do a day, and that's during the weekday. And on the weekends, I'll schedule a lot more time if we're not doing anything as a family. Tip number 5. If you're a stay-at-home mom of little ones who still nap, make the most of that time. Make sure you use that time to do things that you can't do if they were awake. I wouldn't waste the time on taking a nap, even though we really desperately need it sometimes, especially if we're waking up before the kids. But that's why you go to bed earlier, so you can have a full night's rest. And don't take that time to do chores and house chores, because those are things you can actually do while your kids are awake. But take that time, that one block, that hour or that half hour, that 45 minutes to do some of your related tasks, your tasks that are related to your business or your hobby. Tip number 6 is find the place that you can work out of. Not everybody has a home office or a secluded place where they can work out of. Me personally, my dining room is my office. When we have dinners at the dining room table, I will clean everything off, put it in a little corner. I put some plastic bins on the side. I know it's not beautiful, it's not appealing, it doesn't go with my dining room. I really don't care, because what I'm trying to do is more important than having my dining room look beautiful. I'm trying to create a successful business from home so that I can have more income and still stay home with my children. So if you're concerned about what your dining room table might look like when you have unexpected guests, just remember why it's a mess. You're actually doing something extremely important and extremely productive. Tip number 7 is to make sure that the time that you have blocked out for working, the kids know that mommy is working. And they are not to bother you unless it's an emergency. You can set up activities for them, put on a movie for them. You can even have older siblings entertain them. If you're lucky enough to have your husband home or someone who can come over and watch them for an hour or two, get the help that you need, because you deserve this time and it will benefit the children in the long run. Which is tip number 8. Try to enlist the help of someone outside of your household or even in your household. If you have an older child, or if you have a husband who's home, like I said before, maybe they can watch the kids, and you can even go to the library for 2 hours and work. Or maybe you can go to your home office and work while they are somewhere else entertaining the kids for you for that designated amount of time. Tip number 9 is make sure you are working on a positive mindset. Starting a new business can be defeating because sometimes it takes a lot of time before you're seeing any money coming from it at all. It can even take years for you to see anything. For example, starting a YouTube channel can take a very long time, depending on your niche, to produce any kind of income for you. But if you know it's something that you want to do and that is your drive and your goal, then you have to be diligent and you have to get past the mental blocks and you have to do it. So building up your positive mindset is really, really important. Consider making a vision board, saying positive affirmations, reading self-help books, or listening to audiobooks that are for business owners or anything that will help to motivate you. I'll have some books listed in the description below that have really helped me to stay motivated and positive and focused on my goals, in hopes that it will help you as well. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can go on there and get the Kindle app on your phone, and you can get 10 free audiobooks. And a couple of these books are, if not all of them, are on there. So you can get 10 free audiobooks. I just found that out and I'm super excited about it. Tip number 10, remember your why. Remember why you're doing this, because when you feel discouraged, when you're not seeing any fruits of your labor, when you're finding a hard time scheduling time to work, when you just start to feel negative, when things just are not going your way, you need to remember why you're doing this in the first place. And that should motivate you to keep going. And my bonus tip, every day I want you to write your top 3 goals somewhere. In your planner, if you have a daily journal, or on your calendar. Every day write your top 3 goals that have to do with the success of your business or your hobby, and write them down every day. This keeps it in the forefront of your mind all the time. It reminds you every day what it is that you want to accomplish, and it gives you a vision for your future. By writing these 3 things down every single day, when you're going to write your 5 tasks for the day, you're going to end up writing tasks that help you to reach these goals. And that's the only way to be successful in what you're doing, is through persistence. Which tip did you find most helpful? Leave it in the comments below. You got this, mama. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out the playlist for the rest of this series, and I will see you guys next time.